Hello guys, it is I guess you could say me again. I don't really have a name yet, but here I have my PS4 again, as you can clearly see, and this time it is actually on. I was actually able to get it to turn on um from safe mode actually. I actually contacted Sony about this and they asked me for the model and serial number, which is actually on the bottom of it, and that's what I had to do. I had to give them the serial number, and he said he actually told me that it's actually not too common with this new model. It's actually not too common with it, but they have gotten reports with this model that like the power won't turn on or whatever, or like it cuts off during gameplay. He told me these troubleshooting steps. He said boot it into safe mode. He said turn it completely off and unplug the power cord or from either the wall or the system, either or, don't matter. But as long as you unplug it from one, unplug it for 2 minutes, then plug it back in, boot it into safe mode, select option 5 in safe mode. Select option 5. And then once you do that, once you select option 5, what you're going to want to do is it's just he said that it makes like a second something. I don't know. He said something. It does something. It wipes the hard drive, but like it makes a second copy of everything that's already on there. So it's like it still has the same shit that you had before. So you won't have nothing lost. Everything's still gonna be there. Um, and my system hasn't actually turned off. I did what he told me to do. He told me select option 5. He actually told me though if the system keeps turning off after I select that option, if the system keeps turning off, that to boot it into safe mode again and select option 6 if it keeps doing it. He said if the issue persists after I select option 6, then that means there's something wrong with the system, and I have to send it into Sony. And I usually don't have a problem with Advanced Warfare. Usually I could play this game all day and it won't turn off. It won't freeze up or do nothing. It's usually this game I got a problem with, and I play it for like maybe an hour, and then the system wants to shut off. Um, I've been playing it for a good while now. The system is pretty hot. Not I wouldn't say it's like steaming hot, but it's pretty hot. Not no lie. Um, and I've been playing it. It's currently 9:50. I've been playing it since 1:50. I took a little 20-minute break, turned it off, gave it a little 20-minute break, got back on it, started playing some Advanced Warfare. Then I popped into Evil Within, and it hasn't been turning off. It hasn't turned off. It hasn't froze up. Um, so I guess that he helped me troubleshoot, and yeah, it worked for me. Not gonna lie, he helped me troubleshoot it. He told me to select option 5 um safe mode, and he said that should fix the problem. Um, cause I told him exactly what was wrong. Like during a game, it'll turn off, and the system won't turn back on until like I unplug it or leave it off for like a few minutes and then turn it back on. Then it'll boot up all the way. I told him exactly that, and he said, "Oh, okay. Um, just do this and do that. Select option 5 and boot safe mode, and it should fix the problem." He said if it does what is it? If it does persist, if it keeps on happening, to select option 6 in safe mode. If that keeps on happening after I select option 6, send it into Sony. They replace it. I actually got a 1-year warranty for this at GameStop, so they should replace it. It's more than likely what they're gonna do. Replace it, not fix it. They'll probably just send it back to Sony if they have to, or just throw it out. But so far it seems to be working. It hasn't turned off, and you know, maybe they have found a fix for this. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe I just got like lucky once or something like that. Maybe my system was there's nothing really wrong with it. I just had to like do that or whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna stop the video right here for real quick, and I will boot it into safe mode and show you exactly what you have to do. Okay, so once you got your system completely off, turned off, not in, make sure it is not in rest mode or anything like that. Make sure your system is completely off. There's no light, and you have to unplug it from either or for 2 minutes, either the wall or from the system. I would recommend unplugging it from the system, and then once you're gonna want to do, unplug it for 2 minutes. Leave the system alone. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to do nothing. And then unplug it for 2 minutes. And once you do that, all you're going to want to do is plug it back into the back or into the wall, whatever one, and hold the button down until you hear another beep. And it'll boot into safe mode. As you can see right here, it'll actually connect to DualShock 4 using the USB cable. And then you got to press the PS button. I got my USB cable right here. I'm going to pause the video real quick so I can hook it up. Okay, so once you got it connected, your controller is going to have an orange light. That's all it's going to do. Then you're going to press the PS button, and it's going to bring you up to restart PS4, change resolution, update system, blah, blah, blah. You got option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he said to select option 5, rebuild database. I'm not going to do it because I already did it. And what you're going to do, you're just going to select that, and the system is going to restart. It will have everything that you had before, 100% will. But if the issue keeps on happening after you select this option, you're going to come back to safe mode, exactly how I showed you. You got to unplug it and everything for 2 minutes and then boot it back into safe mode. And then you're going to want to come, if it keeps happening, then come to safe mode and press option 6, initialize ps4. Now, I'm not sure what this is going to do, but he told me to select this if it keeps happening. So, I mean, that's what I'm going to do if it keeps happening. But, yeah, that's basically the fix that he told me. I was actually chatting with another person from Sony, the customer service. They actually told me that you could also do it like this. Yeah, well, actually, first you have to do this. You have to take the steps I showed you. You gotta boot it. You gotta unplug it from either the system or the wall, whichever one. Right now my PS4 is restarting. Don't mind that. You gotta unplug it from either the system, or the wall, or your extension cord, whatever. And then just leave it unplugged for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Plug it back in. Boot it into safe mode. Select option 5. After you do that, the PS4 is gonna restart. And then after you do that, what you're going to want to do is turn the system completely off again. Now, I'm not going to do it because I already did it, and I don't want to mess it up, by doing it again, repeatedly. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to unplug it again. This time you don't have to wait to unplug it, but right after you unplug it, directly right after you unplug it, come up here to the power button, and while it's off, hold it for 15 seconds while it is unplugged. I'm not sure what this does exactly, but she told me to do it, and it seemed to work. So what you're going to want to do is just unplug it, and as soon as you unplug it, come up here, hold the power button for 15 seconds while it's unplugged. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You already know. And then after that, you're going to want to plug the system back in. And then the system should turn on, and you shouldn't really have a problem anymore. You could do it backwards or forward, it doesn't matter. Like, you could go to safe mode and select option 5, and then you could unplug it and then hold the power button for 50 seconds, or you could hold the power button for 15 seconds while it's unplugged, and then once you plug it back in, boot it into safe mode, then select option 5. You could do it like that. I would recommend doing it the way I just said right now, the second way, because it seemed to be effective for me. It worked for me. I did it that way, and it worked for me. So the way I did it, I'm just going to tell you again as a little reminder. What I did, the way I did it, I booted, I unplugged it, and then I held the power button down for 15 seconds while it was unplugged from the back of the system. Then I plugged the cord back into the system, Then I booted it into safe mode and selected option 5 and it restarted the PS4, and now I don't seem to be having a problem. I could start games up really no problem now. It seems to be working really well, no lie. Um, and you know, it's not freezing up like it was before, which I'm super happy, glad about. And you know, you know, this fix worked for me. Hope it works for you. But if the issue persists, I will definitely update you guys on it if it ever happens again. Don't worry, I'll keep you updated. Deuces.